Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, agents. I am Mountie Carl here for another Division Let's Talk News. And before we get into today's Let's Talk, I want to go ahead and really quickly address something that I said in my Tanktition video, and that was me rolling skill power on my knee pads. This was a false statement. I was quickly writing things down and accidentally wrote skill power into my knee pads, and that was wrong. You can only roll skill power onto your mask. Now, I know that's not an excuse. I was just scrolling and doing that, but luckily, you all have my back and call me out. That's, I'm very approachable. Please call me out if I say something wrong. I know that you guys have done it. I'm trying to do the best that I can, fact checking this stuff in a certain amount of time. And one guy in particular, big shout out to Dr. Suits, who has been a channel regular for a long time and even a contributor at one point, but no longer has time to do it. But he pointed me to a comment in my video by another YouTuber questioning my knowledge of the game. Now, first of all, I don't mind comments like this or along these lines or anything like that. In fact, some of them make me laugh, and there was one comment about, like, this guy kept trying to make me probably react to his, hey, you sound like you have Down syndrome, or something like that. He posted it like several times. It was funny because it was stupid, and it wasn't something that I normally I just browse over it and keep going. It's just trolls out there, and they're just trying to get you to respond and act according to it. But I don't usually address this kind of crap, but when some 16-year-old kid tries to tell me what I don't know, but then I go and look at his channel and most of his views are with, certain videos claiming that he has 800,000, 700,000 DPS, I gotta call you out, bro. You don't have 800 or 700,000 DPS. You're not even close. Stop clickbaiting people into watching your videos. It really makes you look stupid when you come here posting that other people don't know what they're doing, and then I go and find out that you're trying to make people believe that you have some sort of 800,000 DPS build. Honestly, if you want to come here and put someone on blast, don't be over at your channel using clickbait about 800,000 DPS. I'm going to call you out on that, but I'm not going to say your name. I'm much cooler than that. I don't do that. I'm not going to point people over your channel and be like, go hate on him. That's not what I'm doing. But let me quickly tell you, if you have a marksman rifle, and I'm going to backtrack a little bit, so maybe you do have 800,000 DPS, but in the video, it was obvious you do not. Now, you can do 700,000 DPS if you do a crit hit with a marksman rifle. I've seen over 2 million DPS from the right build with a marksman rifle. No other weapon has even come close to that, but your claims of 800,000 DPS when you clearly show your build and have like 235,000 DPS in the window from your build screen, that's just all, it's just BS. Like all your excuse videos, you have so many excuse videos claiming DPS is calculated wrong. Let me help you. Stay in school and keep working on your math. That's all I gotta say. Keep with the algebra. You'll eventually get it and get there. So let me and I'll drop some knowledge on you really quick because you don't seem to get it. DPS is damage per second, and the DMG, that number stands for damage, not damage per minute. So maybe you have 800,000 damage per minute. Maybe you misunderstood what DPS is. So yeah, we all know DPS is calculated using things like crit hit chance, crit hit damage, accuracy, stability, other things that just random and don't factor into the DPS. Seriously, your assault rifle isn't putting out 800,000 DPS. Not even close. Maybe 400,000, 500,000 per magazine, but it's definitely not doing 800,000 DPS. So dude, maybe, just maybe, if you calculate every headshot being a critical hit at like 150,000 per bullet with like pulse on and a bunch of other stuff and smart cover, you might get that number. You might get there. But let's go ahead and take a quick shot at this of doing some very simple math. So it's not unreasonable seeing as most G36s ARs at about 2,000 firearms hit for 30,000 on a headshot and maybe 65 with a critical hit bonus depending on what you have, and around 15,000 for a body shot. But let's not take that into consideration. Let's just take that headshot number. Now, for you to be doing 800,000 damage in 1 second, that's 1 second, what your DPS, your damage per second, needs to be, that is 26 bullets. Can your assault rifle, your AUG, or any of your other weapons do 26 bullets in 1 second. That's what I'm asking you. So regardless, stop with the clickbait in your videos, dude. If you're going to call me out, I'm going to come back at you, and I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to put you on blast like that, because your videos, they're basically clickbait. You might as well be writing for BuzzFeed News or something. On to the news, and no, I'm not going to answer the channel or person. It's just not worth it, and it's not worth my time. I got more than enough hate to direct towards Massive for opening caches today. This was by far the worst cache opening. 10 weapons. I got 10 weapons out of 10 caches. Now, I know how that poor guy on Reddit felt getting 8 pistols in 10 caches. I would absolutely be livid. But seriously, if this is time-based, don't save your caches up. Open them as soon as you get them. You do not want to open 10 caches in a row and see a ton of 229 weapons that are just terrible when you really want the gear. Of course, if you want a weapon, then by all means, go ahead and open them. You know, I know a lot of people that don't even have one G36. I got at least 4 out of this one. I got like 3 sniper rifles, 2 PP-19, like ridiculous stuff. Like I don't need this stuff. Or maybe I got 3 G36s. Either way, let's really quickly hit the Division news and we'll roll out of here. First thing on the news wire is the G36 Nerf. I know a lot of people were thinking that it was going to happen this week. It didn't happen. So for the time being, enjoy your massive damage G36. A friend of mine inside the Ubisoft QA told me that there was a lot of debate on how much to nerf it with all the love that it was getting on Reddit, like petitions. There were tons of petitions saying that people didn't want it to go away. People were really promoting it. There were thread after thread after thread on the Ubisoft forum on Reddit. Please don't nerf our G36s. It's the best gun you've ever put out. It's right up there. It's the AUG replacement. But then I got the news today, and they have finalized it. They have finalized the fix, and it will be in the 1.3.1 patch. There is currently no date set for the patch right now. I assume it's going to be next week. It could be 2 weeks, but I have heard that there are quite a few fixes, not just that one coming. So hopefully they're going to go through and fix some of these glitches. Like there's just so much stuff going on right now. Like you thought when the game came out, it was bad. Like right now, I've seen more glitches. It feels like there's more glitches right now than when the game came out. So the one thing that I haven't heard that they're fixing is the mobile cover. Now, if you haven't heard, that's right. Mobile cover is back in a huge way. People have found out how to use the newest mobile cover glitch to glitch through the Underground, Dragon's Nest, and various other instances. It's not even in their known issues, you know? Are they clueless? It's out there, and they're just so damn tired of it, I think. They gave up. They just gave up on it. They're like, we can't do anything else. People are finding ways to use it to teleport. I'm pretty sure that they just gave up. I even sent them a tweet telling them to pull it from the game, honestly, and I don't even care if they read the tweets, but it has little to do with my tweet, more to do with the user experience. And the one thing that I don't like seeing is a lot of people upset. Now, I'm not going to post the mobile cover glitch. It's been beaten to death over YouTube for several weeks now, so I'm not going to go ahead and do it. All I can tell you is that you drop your mobile cover and at the same time shoot your gun and run forward. That's pretty much all you do. It's easy to do. It's not very hard, and you can almost get through almost any wall. It's not very hard to do. I don't think that it's ever been used legitly. There are a few people that do. Like I said, most of the time you throw it down, you hide behind it, and it gets destroyed. It's super fast. Now, if there was a legit way to use it, then, people would use it, but it's really not used for legit. Now, I don't think it's been used in a legit manner since the game's release. If it has, please tell me in the comments section. I'd love to hear how you use the mobile cover legitly as opposed to something like smart cover or something alternatively that actually does something good. So let me run down a list of things being fixed in 1.3.1, which will most likely be deployed in the next 2 weeks. Showstopper recalibration bug, alpha bridge gloves, showstopper sentry call, procking issue, PP-19 recalibration issue, and getting blue div tech from the dark zone. All of these are slated to be fixed in 1.3.1, and there's a whole new set of things, nothing really game breaking, not like the mobile cover, that are in the known issues and are looking to be fixed. The one thing that I do want fixed is the stuttering on Xbox. I know a lot of you have seen my videos and they've questioned why I keep lagging or doing something like that, and that is the game. Like, a lot of you have experienced this in game, and it's absolutely horrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's very frustrating when you're trying to do underground, run in Dark Zone and you're shooting people and you can't actually shoot them because your game pauses every like 1 minute. So it's very difficult to do, and I'm hoping that this gets fixed in the next update. It's on their known issues list. It's being investigated, and I hope it gets fixed as soon as possible. It's definitely one of the biggest issues on my plate, and I hate that it's there. Lastly, I just want to give a big up to Marco Style. I will mention his name because he just posted a video a couple days ago titled "Massive, Please Fix These," or something to that effect. Half of the bugs that he mentions in there we encounter on a daily basis, and we just ignore it since we don't always run a smart cover. But damn, that is a long 14-minute video of just bugs, and he mentions that there's not a lot of these in the known issues, but I know that they're probably sitting in a Jira database full of probably something like 1,200 bugs somewhere, and they're probably marked as C bugs on a very long list of fixes, maybe a B bug. I call it more of a B probably because they're really hindering they're not hindering game progression. They're not hindering, it's not critical failure or a crash. They're just merely minor bugs in a long list of things that they're trying to fix. And I'm sure that every day these engineers are just tirelessly fixing things over and over again, only to see them break with a patch. And really, this just comes down to poor QA work, and they just need more QA. They need to take their time, spend more time with the game, really just having their QA hammer on these things while the game is in production. They need to put up a test server. We've said it, the community has said it a whole bunch of times. We need a test server to go ahead and hammer these things out and get these things known before they actually go through. This is a huge game. You guys cannot do it with a 30-man QA team. It's just impossible. You need hundreds of thousands of people testing on a test server. So even if it's just PC, put up a test server, invite a bunch of people, and let's get these things in before they happen so we can go ahead and release an actual build that's really nice and smooth. So that's my time. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or informative, please leave a like on this video. Please subscribe to us for the latest community news, notes, and nuggets from around the division. We try to strive to bring you the best content that we can, try to bring you builds. And if you have a build that you want to see, please leave it down there. I will try to collect the pieces for it, but I'll be damned if I wasn't trying to get Deadeye and Reclaimer stuff from the caches and end up getting 10 really garbage weapons that I had to sell anyways. But that's neither here nor there. Thank you so much. I mean, you should have heard me swearing. It was absolutely the most frustrating thing. I'm still going to talk about this cache thing. I am still so livid about it. I got 10 weapons. Where the hell is the random loot rolls? Like, where is the loot, mark? What is that? Why is it dropping weapons? It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be dropping 10 weapons in a row. Like, it shouldn't be time-based. Absolutely. If that's what you did, Massive, then that's just horrible. That's just lazy programming. You guys need to find a random number generator that works for you. Go send some guys to Bungie and figure out what they did. Like, that's really what you guys need to do. Send some people who have the knowledge, send them to Bungie, figure out what they did, and we'll just go from there. But anyways, that's been my time. I've been Mounty Curl. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you again in the underground. Agent out.